It's my pleasure to introduce you all to our very own enthusiastic and charismatic Ms. Vahishtai Daboo. She is the co-founder and managing trustee of VConnect Foundation. She is an LSLS certified audiovisual therapist, mentor, and narrative practitioner. Also a principal consultant of integrated service for listening and spoken language. She is a professional practitioner for over 19 years, guest faculty for Aliavarjung Postgraduate Diploma Auditory Verbal Therapy, also a committee member on the Listening and Spoken Language Certification Committee of the Alexander Graham Bell Academic, USA. She is also a symposium ambassador for AG Bell's 2022 Global Listening and Spoken Language Visual Symposium. She is the thread which connects all the VConnect volunteers into a beautiful necklace. Please welcome Vahishtai Daboo.
Thank you so much, Roshni, for this beautiful introduction. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you. I know it's been a little bit of a long day today, but I hope to be a little quick so that I know everybody is really eager and waiting to see our children's performances. So I'm going to be really quick and run through it. Today, we are all gathered together to celebrate 15 years of VConnect Foundation. Together, we can. We have our families, children, teenagers, professional educators, device companies, government institutions, and agencies, funders, supporters, everyone on a common platform. It's a privilege for me to speak with all of you today. My talk today is an inspiration taken from the WHO World Report on Hearing 2021. The World Report on Hearing envisions a world in which no individual experiences hearing loss due to preventable causes, and those with hearing loss can achieve their full potential through rehabilitation, education, and empowerment. Currently, all around the world, there are 430 million people who require rehabilitation services for their hearing loss. By 2050, nearly 2.5 billion people will be living with some degree of hearing loss. At least 700 of those people will require rehabilitation services. The figures are staggering. So what WHO has done is, in keeping with their vision, they have designed a public health framework for ear and hearing care, which has 7 elements: hearing screening and intervention, ear disease prevention and management, access to technologies, rehabilitation services, improved communication, noise reduction, and greater community engagement. India is a very vast country, and it has a rich heritage, culture, and diversity. It is the second most populous country in the world, with the population being 1.34 billion people. And therefore, due to the high population rate, we have a high rate of incidence of hearing loss. I'm not going to go into this slide because Fatima has already spoken about it. We have around a total of 5 million people with hearing loss. So in India, we have around 500 different ethnic groups with different values and beliefs, 21 official languages, and 780 dialects. The challenge in India is fairly enormous. The government is doing quite a bit towards this. The government has different schemes, like the ADIP scheme, the RBSK scheme, where cochlear implants are given free of cost along with hearing aids, and therapy is given for around 2 years, including 2 years of mapping through these schemes. The Right to Education Act is an act which ensures every child has access to education. The government has the UDID card, which is the unique disability identification card, which helps children and families get concessions and benefits in education, income tax, travel, etc. There is the National Health Trust, under which there are several different early intervention schemes that the government has. So they are doing quite a bit towards this. But as I said, the figures are huge and there is still a lot more to be done. We need to ace the problem. So we have come up with this acronym ACE, which is awareness, capacity, and equity. Together, we need to make a beginning somewhere. And we have therefore come on this common platform to join hands together to make a difference. So in awareness, we need to look at the holistic development of every child. Research tells us over 40% of children with hearing loss have additional needs. So therefore, we need to make sure that we create an awareness pack which communicates the holistic development of every children with hearing loss. It needs to be multilingual and it needs to be dispersed widely all across the nation. We need to make sure it is dispersed in hospitals, within the medical fraternity, in government hospitals, in all across the country. This is really a need to create this awareness. The second is capacity building for habilitation. There is a severe shortage of capacity of therapists in our country. There is only a handful of therapists that we have who are trained in auditory verbal therapy. The need is dire. We have seen that with the ADIP scheme and with the different other schemes, there are lots of children with cochlear implants, but without adequate audiology and adequate therapy, the outcomes are going to be limited. We need to come together to build capacity, and this can be done through various programs. What I would recommend is that we work with the RCI to create a curriculum for online AVT, which is a 3-tiered program. And this will enable all the different therapists who are already working to be able to use and attend this program. I also recommend that we dispense this, or we tie up with the Indira Gandhi National Open University to conduct this program for us. I also recommend that we tie up with different online platforms to be able to do this. Today, the cochlear implant companies are doing their bit, but there is still a lot to be done because of the magnitude of the problem. The next is equity. We need an equitable financial support for each and every child and family. We need to approach the different trusts with the trusts and CSR organizations, talking about the need not only to support the cochlear implants, but also to support the rehabilitation cycle, the entire rehabilitation cycle for every child, so that they are supported for audiology, they are supported for therapy, they are supported for all the different additional needs that they may have. Many of our children may have additional needs like occupational therapy needs, sensory integration, learning disability needs. So we need support for all of these. I would also recommend to the government to look at the taxation. There is taxation on cochlear implants and accessories. I would recommend that the government review this to enable an equitable country for all children with hearing loss. I would also recommend that we put a cap on the cost of hearing devices, cochlear implants, upgrades, and accessories, so that it is affordable for all our families. To end, I would say that today it is our initiative in a very small way to bring together all of us on this common platform to make this happen. Together we can. Thank you so much.